Chinese astronauts who successfully carry out space missions enjoy second highest national welfare. The Air Force is one of the most expensive branches of arms, and almost all those who can enter the Air Force are the dragon and phoenix among the people. Our country's Air Force has exceeded 390,000 people, and out of these 390,000 people, only over 10,000 pilots have been selected. Among these 10,000 pilots, over 1,500 have been selected again to participate in this astronaut selection. Only 14 out of 1,500 pilots were selected to become astronauts. Many people know that people with scars on their bodies are not even suitable for ordinary pilots, and astronauts naturally have stricter requirements, not only for scars on their bodies, but also for minor problems such as cavities and rhinitis. The training of astronauts is also very difficult. In order to adapt to rocket launches and the weightless environment of outer space, ordinary pilots need to undergo rotation training, which can be said to be doubled on astronauts. On a 360-degree rotating chair, astronauts need to persist for 15 minutes. For ordinary people, if gravity increases 3 to 4 times, there is a risk of sudden death, but astronauts must withstand at least 8 times the force of gravity to pass the test. In addition to some normal aerospace training, astronauts also undergo more survival training because when the return module returns to Earth, although we have a predetermined landing site, it is still impossible to avoid unexpected situations. The landing site of the return module may be desert, sea, or rainforest, and if the location of the return module cannot be traced in a timely manner, so astronauts are likely to need to protect themselves, so in the return capsule, they even carry a pistol to protect themselves. In addition to these physical training, there is also a lot of scientific knowledge to learn, whether it is mechanics or electronics that may be encountered, or even aerodynamics and spacecraft design. With such strict selection standards and training, money can no longer measure their value. After all, many people have already thought that pilots already have enviable annual salaries. The salary of an American astronaut, a relatively ordinary astronaut, is about $60,000 per month, and he will face various risks in space, so his salary will also double, reaching around $150,000 to $160,000 per month. Russia is slightly lower, with astronauts without space missions costing around $1,500 to $2,500. For those with space missions, there will be an additional $2,500 subsidy. What you may not know is that our astronauts do not just have the status of an astronaut. All of us astronauts have the status of an active soldier, and an ordinary astronaut's monthly salary is about 40,000 yuan. If they successfully fly into space, they will also be promoted to military rank after returning to the ground, so they will also receive a 1,000,000 yuan reward from the state. Zhai Jigang is at the rank of Major General Commander, Yi Guangfu is at the rank of Colonel Commander, and Wang Yaping is at the rank of Colonel Deputy Division. Because astronauts are too precious, we pay great attention to any situation of astronauts, especially their safety issues. Astronauts are the most precious wealth in our country and must be closely protected. There was once an astronaut who wanted to stay at home for one night, but eventually gave up. The reason was because according to regulations, if he wanted to stay at home for one night, the security guard would stand at their doorstep for the night. If it was a village, this would be fine, but standing guard in the city's corridors could be inconvenient for neighbors. The astronauts are going to a sanatorium in Guilin for recuperation. The sanatorium has undergone countless inspections within a few months, and the staff here have also been thoroughly investigated. Even after the leaders of the military region heard about it at that time, they directly took a platoon of guards to guard nearby. It can be said that even if it is a fly, do not want to approach this sanatorium without a pass. Since the return of our first 2 batches of manned space hero astronauts to the ground, few people have heard of their news again. In fact, it is the motherland that has protected them. This is the treatment for our astronauts, which is what we call secondary treatment. For such heroes, we must protect them well and let them live a good life. They are the stars worthy of being idolized by us.